Okay, I think we just started the stream. Let's check. Says we're live. Okay. All right. Let's plan things out. I got a cat in my lap. My roommate's cat has demanded pets, so he's getting some scratching, and then I can use both hands. All right. So this is the editor. We just got done making the thumbnail. I'm not very happy with it, but yeah, it's better than nothing. All right. So this is our video editor, DaVinci Resolve 19. It's free. This is the studio version though, so there's a couple of features available on the studio version that aren't available on the free version. But you can get a lot done on the free version, believe me. There we go. If you're wondering why I'm doing this with my arm, it's because there's a cat. There he is. He's wanting scratches. There we go. All right. Now there is a lot going on. So let me pull up. Let's make a plan here. Yeah, I can pull this whole thing over. Okay, test stream, work on proof of concept mini. Oh yeah, we should definitely do that. Let's focus on that before anything else. Let's definitely get that across the finish line, and then let's spend about an hour. Project management, and the goal will be to make sure everything is as organized as it can be and have a plan to go forward. And we can do that plan after we finish the Star Wars mini project, because depending on the success of this kind of determines what we're going to do next. So make sure everything organized can be and have a plan to go forward after getting the results of the Star Wars mini project. Make sure Fug has a lot of things lined up, because Fug works really quick, and there's a lot of things that he could be working on that he's not, because I am behind. I could have a bunch of stuff figured out. Hey, we definitely need this. We definitely need that. And he's doing projects to because he loves working in Blender, and he's testing out and getting his skill level up for all this stuff. But he could be doing that on something specific in the Star Wars project. So well, that's on me. So we'll spend an hour doing project management stuff, and that is the yellow color, because I'm color coding stuff. It helps me out. And from there, once we figure all that out, then we can plan here. I'm sure like this stuff needs to be moved around. None of this stuff is set in stone, so it gets moved around all the time. But this way I can. There's so much work to do. I'm constantly thinking that I have to like hyper focus on things, and keeping things in the calendar here. Like I can look back and like, oh look, no, you did a good chunk of work each day. You got things done. Okay. Test stream to work. Okay, proof of concept. All right, well let's do it. Let's see here. We're going to let's go to desktop, because I know I got that. So that's from Fug already. Okay, that's the thing that I rendered. He was having problems getting the whole thing to render on his computer, so he sent me the file and gave me instructions to render it. So this is my file. Oh, that's in an MKV format though. Oh no, this is him just really? Oh, that's right, because it came from Blender. Okay, so Blender renders things. Okay, this looks fine. It looks like we can cut all this out with the chroma key. The bloom on that might be a little hard though. We'll we might have to figure out how to get rid of that. We'll see though. So this is the render that we've got. And I know I've already got, let's see here, drive. I think I've already got the footage that I need. Let's see here, career. So that's the Star Wars project, bugs renders probably. Okay, maybe. Hold on just a second. Let me switch over to my other computer. And I'm doing this because there's a SD card reader on this laptop, but so I upload it. I should get an SD card reader, like a thumb drive. Okay, let me see. We're just trying to find some files. I could have done this before I started live streaming, but let's move the mic that way. I'm on a different computer right now. Sorry. Okay. Is that it? That's got to be it. Yeah, this is it. Okay, it's kind of dark. That's fine. All right. Yeah, this is what we need. All right, so we need to download this. This is, oh, I just closed it. Download anyway. It doesn't have any viruses. I uploaded it. Okay, so it doesn't need to go in live stream assets. Let's call this Star Wars project proof of concept first try. Okay, this is the subject shot. Yep, let's save that. Okay, now let's take this and put it in that folder. Wait, that's the wrong one. Oh, because I cut it. Oh, well, it's a good thing that I just have a copy of it right here. That was really stupid. That was dumb of me. Okay. All right, so is that downloading? Let's make sure this is the file. Yeah. Okay. I'm worried about that bloom, but we'll figure that out later. All right. So let's download this, and then we'll put it all together in the editor. Come on. Okay. So MKV video, that we'll have to see if we can use that. So this is going to be digital office interior. Now I got cat hair all over my hand. Okay. And then we were going to use this. So let's download this. And this is going to be Croissant. Cityscape. All right. So now let's go into the editor. This is my file where I make my thumbnails. This one was a lot of fun. I cracked myself up. I really do. I was laughing the whole time. And I don't look like it here. I keep a straight face for the camera. But that was fun. And I like the one for Dark Tide too. That's funny. Okay. It's too bad all my nice clothes are up in Florida. Otherwise I would have put on a jacket and everything. Okay. Let's do file new. And this is going to be Star Wars proof of concept. First try. First try. You're just gonna have this might not work. I have no idea what I'm doing. Actually, I kind of have a little bit of an idea, but the skill and the experience. We're doing this for the skill and the experience points. So media pool, and we're going to import a bin, which is a folder. Video projects. I thought, oh, bins is a thing for DaVinci Resolve itself. Okay, well I'll have to, in fact, you know what, we're learning really quick, so explain the concept of bins to me in DaVinci Resolve. Okay, it does this sometimes. Oh, there we go. Okay, in DaVinci Resolve Studio 19, bins are a core part of organizing your media. Oh, I'm glad I asked. I'm trying to learn how to use this program. It's a core part. All right. Think of them like folders inside of your project to help keep everything neat and searchable. What are bins? Bin is simply a container for your media within. So it's a folder within the folder. It's a folder within DaVinci Resolve, basically. It's a compressed folder for DaVinci Resolve. It's like that Bethesda, the BSA, the Bethesda script thing file for all the mods. It's got like all kinds of different stuff packed into it. So you could have music and why use bins? When you're working on a complex project with lots of clips, having all your media into a single place is chaotic. Bins let you group clips by, okay, so people, that's another way to keep organized. I kind of have my own system with the way I name things and all that kind of stuff. So I guess the types of bins, you can create these manually. Okay, great. So just, okay, and you can import and export entire bins. So that's good. How to create and use bins. What's a smart bin? Any media matching those filters. Okay. Nested bins. You can create bins within bins, like subfolders. Help keep your structure hierarchical and organized. Organizing into bins early saves hours of chaos later, especially once you're deep in color, sound, or timeline edits. Yes. Editors often create bin templates and reuse them across multiple projects. That seems good. You can see I'm kind of using a template here with the video project stuff. The Skyrim project is going to be there for a while, so it's down there, and then keep a couple assets and stuff I just keep stored locally or here. So I'll develop my own a good system to use that other people can use, because I'm not going to be the only one working on this thing. All right, so we learned about bins. That was nice, and there are no bins to import because we just learned about them. So let's do import media. Live stream assets, video there you go. Okay. Proof of concept, first try, boom. All three of those, please, thank you. Ooh, okay, so it did the MKV file, but it did not import the WebP file. WebP. All right, well, let's, I gotta learn my stuff. So what is the WebP file format? Brief answer, 3 paragraphs. At a college IT level. Modern file format developed by Google that provides superior lossless and lossy compression for images on the web. Came out in 2010, reduced file size significantly compared to older formats like JPEG and PNG while maintaining comparable image quality. Okay, so the reason I can't open it in DaVinci Resolve is because they didn't want to pay Google for the license or whatever. Okay, so it's Google's way of not having to worry about sending so much traffic, and it's got some great compression, but it's a proprietary format, so fair enough. Limited due to lack of support in some browsers. Yeah. Visual fidelity. Okay. All right. Well, we know that's an option moving forward. Very cool. All right. Let's make sure the chat's up and running. And let me give me just a sec. I want to ping one of my friends and let him know he can come hang out if he wants. View your channel. There we go. All right. All right. So, since we can't there we go. Since we can't have the WMP format working, let's just take a screenshot of it. Is that... I don't like that blue line up there. I think that's gonna... That's okay. I'll just slightly zoom in a bit. Hey, Salsa. Check. This is... You're about to see the culmination of 2 months worth of work, man. Between me and another guy. We're gonna see how this works. This is just a proof of concept. It's gonna be really rough, but if it works, then we can figure out how to refine it. All right. So this is gonna be video projects. Here, let's put this over here so I can get to it quick. And I'll get rid of it later. Okay. This is going to be the cityscape PNG. Okay, got it. All right, get out of the way. Close. Get out of the way. All right, let's try it again. Import media, cityscape PNG. We did it. I would really like it if when I try to import things, it just doesn't do it. Like, give me an error. Let me know you didn't do something. I told you to do something and you didn't do it. Like, you're a computer. You do what I say. You report to me. I got to get some more caffeine in me. Give me just a second. I'm about halfway done with that green tea latte. It's not really a latte. It's just green tea and a little bit of heavy cream. All right, so we're gonna need. There we go. So there's not really going to be any audio yet. We'll worry about audio later. Let's add another track. Now this is a real simple project, but I should be in the habit. So this should be background layer. This will be traffic layer. Oh, no, this should be digital layer. Okay, and then this will be analog layer, even though it was captured digitally. The world is still analog to me. All right. Excuse me. Okay, so now we're going to put this here. There we go. And let's extend this out all the way. Okay. All right, so that's the traffic. And then the other thing that we've got to do, let's go ahead and chop this down. Chop at it down. There we go. Okay, so I'm looking at the thing. Okay, we probably start from right there. All right, so if I'm standing there, I'm still kind of moving. That's fine. Let's see how that looks when I drop it down. Okay, and I'm turning my head a little bit. Okay, that's all we got. Now let's do this. Now, if I need more, then I can just, whoop. If I need more, I meant to copy that. Then, there we go. Now we got the two, and then we can, let's see how bad it chops over. Oh. Let's ripple delete that. There we go. That's not bad. That's not too bad. All right, we'll worry about that later. Let's group these two together, link them. See, now when I click on them, instead of needing to click on both, I learned that. That's very helpful. All right, so, and then I'm pressing, it's Alt? Yes, it's Alt and mouse wheel to zoom in. And you zoom in on wherever the, well, I don't really know what that's called. Let's find out. In DaVinci, I'm still learning, and we're all learning together. In DaVinci Resolve 19, in the Edit tab, there is a red bar in the timeline that will display the frame of the clip at that duration in the preview window. What is this bar called? Maybe I'm overcomplicating things. The playhead. Oh, interesting. Okay, the playhead is the vertical red line with a small triangle at the top that moves along the timeline. Let's move over here so we can look at it. It's right there. See, the playhead. Now, I bet the playhead comes from like the old school. They used to have machines. Like, imagine how big of a machine you need to be able to have 8 layers of film, like physical film. Okay, that's running it through, and it automatically like cuts where you tell it to, and then puts the film back together. When it like you go cut here, and you hit the go button, and it does that. Okay, and then you've got 8 layers to work with. You can't add another layer because then you need a bigger machine. But here, I just right click and add another layer. So I'd imagine the playhead, because that's like a VCR term. I remember fixing a VCR back in the day, or trying to. I don't think I was successful. I got off on a tangent. Where are we? Whenever the playhead is positioned, the viewer displays the frame at the exact time code. It allows you to scrub through the footage, precisely position edits, and see a live preview of frames on the timeline. Yeah, it's very helpful. Quick tips: you can click and drag the playhead, press spacebar to play pause. I knew that one. Use the arrow keys for frame by frame movement. Use input and output to set the in and out points, and I figured that out. Okay, that's cool. That was the playhead learning. All right. So I need to basically cut myself down a lot and put that right over there. So let's zoom out. I'm just gonna eye it on the preview there. Maybe that might be a little too small. Okay. Now let's see if I remember how to do this. Fusion. No, it's color. Okay. All right, here we go. How about we zoom it out after I do this step? I think zooming out's a little premature here. Let's okay, that's back to 100%. Let's go back to color. And there's a cropping tool, not cropping, magic mask. There it is. Okay, here's the magic mask. And I'm going to enable this so it'll put a little red color out around what's going to be grayed out or masked out. Okay, let's choose better because this is for people with not powerful computers, and I am not one of those. All right, and now we need to right click, add alpha output, and we drag and drop this to the alpha output, and we're gonna read why that is. I have no idea why I have to do that step. I still need to understand. I'm still trying to learn nodes. But I know how to, I think I remember how to do this. All right, so now we draw this line. There. Oh, perfect. Oh, yes. Okay, great. Okay, great. All right, so now that that's drawn, that's just that frame though. So now you hit this button and it'll do all the frames both ways of the clip based off of this mask. So this would have taken in the editor that I was using before I moved over to this one. I was using Sony Vegas. It came out in like 2004, and I was using it until about 2012, and then I kind of stopped editing for a while. And when I picked it up again, it's like, well, that program's kind of dated what's out there, and this program is industry standard. Let's take a look. Like what it's doing right now is saving hours and hours and hours of work because I would have manually had to have done when I turned my head like that. I would have had to key in a lot of frames and stuff. It just would have been ridiculous. But it just does it all for me. So let's take a look at the Wikipedia.org. Okay, that's I mistyped that. DaVinci Resolve 19 Wikipedia. I mean, logo version is proprietary. Yeah, because there's a free version. Again, the free version is really good. Error. YouTube is not receiving enough to maintain smooth streaming. As such, viewers will experience buffering. That's weird. There's no error over here, and there's no dropped frames. You folks let me know in the live stream if something doesn't look right. Maybe it did that. Maybe it was eating up a bunch of resources doing the masking, and it threw that error. We'll see. It's fine. Yeah, I bet it was the masking, and it just took a crap for a second. Thanks for letting me know. Trenton Ross. Triton. Originally developed by DaVinci Systems when Blackmagic acquired the company. Well, that's the dream of all software companies, to get acquired by another software company. This thing it definitely leverages modern GPU. Like the last video that I rendered was maybe like 12 minutes of 1080p, and it wasn't very complex. It was just like one or two layers and some one or two effects and a title, and it took 41 seconds. 41 seconds. It was just crazy. Like back in the day, I couldn't even watch the preview smooth. Like I used to have to wait hours just to pre-render something, and then I'd watch it just to see if I got it right. And then if it wasn't right, I'd have to guess, okay, well, what would look right? Oh, let me change this value. Let me change this value. And I have to render it again. Yeah, some people are just, there's a difference. There's people that are in it for the money. I don't really think George Lucas ever was. He's just getting old. He wanted to cash out. And I think he realizes now he made a mistake, and that's he should have been grooming a successor internally within the company, instead of letting it get, because now, the moment you start having to report to shareholders, the dynamic changes, right? So, certainly there are lots of advantages to going public, but at the same time, you lose a lot of what makes the private company so much worthwhile. The corporations start trying to please everybody, and right now the corporations are too big to succeed. They're trying to go after too big of an audience. They're trying to be something to everybody, and they end up being nothing to nobody. That's me waxing philosophically about the current entertainment industry. Hey, which is why we're here doing this stuff. all of this equipment and everything is available to the I'm just a consumer, just like everybody else. So maybe we can make some cool stuff with all this technology we have available to us now. I mean, like I could render the movie, all the special effects for the movie Independence Day on my computer in like 2 weeks if I knew exactly what I was doing. And that used to take like 9 months and a warehouse full of supercomputers, because it was the early 90s and the PC wasn't a super powerful thing back then. Blackmagic design versions. Okay. Fairlight Mac. Is there anything? There it is. Media produced using DaVinci Resolve. Okay. DaVinci Resolve has been used for color grading. Yeah, that's the other thing. Is this this software really helps you. It has this thing called LUTs, and I forget what LUT stands for. We'll look it up. But the LUT, now that everything is digital, back in the day, you needed to make sure you had all the same cameras and all the same lenses, because like if you had a different model camera with a different lens, people could, like me, could tell, oh, that's a different camera, because things will be different because of the different lens, the different manufacturer. And then like people who aren't like me could still tell that something was wrong. Like their brain would notice, but they wouldn't specifically, and they'd just be able to say, well, it's just the quality was lower, So the LUTs do is you can take multiple sources. I could film this on my camera, on my phone, and then the GoPro, and then the webcam, and then put it all together and throw an LUT over it, and the LUT would make it look like it all came from the same camera and the same lens. Yeah, I mean, like I I get what you're saying. There's a where did it go? Is it over here? Is it right here? Yeah. There's like I'm interested in trying this thing out. This 3D camera. It looks like we've got a lot of different options here, but what I don't want to happen in my production is like for you to be jarred out of the movie or the setting or your willing suspension of disbelief going like, oh, that's a drone shot, or oh, that's a GoPro shot, or oh, that's a 3D camera shot. You know what I mean? It's gotta make sense. Something like this I need to play around with it, and see what kind of shots we can get, and then, maybe use it just once for like a quick special effect, don't go overboard. Right. So I agree. Like they're throwing a GoPro shot and having it obviously be a GoPro shot in your movie's dumb. Do better, right? But and then being an independent filmmaker, there it might just have to look like a GoPro shot. I got a ton of money, but maybe we can figure out what we can do to change that. Or increase the quality or something. But hey, I'm glad you're here because as I edit these things and I'll be live streaming them, I can get your feedback, which is a whole nother reason why I'm doing this. Think about Hollywood and how bass backwards their workflows are right now. They basically get a movie 75% across the finish line and they show it to a test audience. And then when the test audience doesn't like it, they have to take a wrecking ball to a skyscraper that's 75% already built. And then they wonder why nobody likes the movies anymore. So this thing's been used for Avatar, Best Enemies, Deadpool, Jason Bourne, Kingsman, La La Land. Yeah, so Hollywood uses this. I have access to the same tools that Hollywood does right here on my computer. So that's the point. All right. Excuse me. So we've got the overall track done. We've got this is all. So let's track it real quick. Okay, so I'm ready. This is doing exactly what I wanted it to do. So I'm nice and cut out. I'm interested to see if it does my beard or not. And then this space in between here, this is cut out even with all the shadows and stuff. So that's good. Okay. All right. So we didn't even have to do any touch up. This is brilliant. Okay. And we're going to figure out what the node thing, let's do that right now. Cause if I skip over it, I'll forget about it. And then I'll remember the next time we're here and I'll be like, oh, I should have looked at that. I just, did some magic masking and I had to create add alpha output a blue dot add alpha output in the nodes field so I could get it to work. Why can't I spell today? There we go. In the nodes field, I had to connect this blue dot that represents it to the clip. I have no idea why that got it to work. I don't want it to give me just a standard essay. Describe, briefly explain nodes to me using this as an example. Keep it instructional and to the point. Otherwise, it'll give you all this flowery language. Okay. So those of you just tuned in, let's take a look. So I'm learning how to use this program. And to get this effect to work, I had to add this output thing here, and it put this green dot here. And then I had to drag this line here to the dot. And if I could do everything right, and it wouldn't work until I did this part. So I'm trying to learn what nodes are, and using this in an example, like what the heck is going on. I need to understand. Okay, nodes in the color tab work like a flowchart that defines how your image is processed. Each node represents a step in the image pipeline. Okay, so you effect on effect on effect on effect. That's good. Instead of everything on all at once. Color correcting, masking, effects, etc. They are processed from left to right or top to bottom in some setups. When you use Magic Mask, you're isolating part of the image, like a person or an object, and that isolation creates an alpha channel, basically a transparency map that tells DaVinci Resolve parts of the image to keep or discard. However, Resolve doesn't automatically put this alpha channel unless you manually tell it to. That's why you need to right-click Node Editor and add Alpha Channel. This creates the blue dot by dragging the line from your node's output, blue output, alpha. Okay, so the blue dot is the alpha channel for the clip. Got it. You're telling Resolve, use this mask without the correction. Resolve in short nodes. Okay, all right. So now we can go back and let's see if we get this correct. Okay, so the blue dot basically represents the alpha channel for that clip, or well, it's always going to be a clip for that clip, right? What does the green dot represent? Okay, exactly right. The blue dot. So we got it right. We understand. So not only can you ask it a question, you can follow up with it and give it something back and see if you're right. Okay, what does the green dot represent? The green dot is the key output. Key output. Okay, so green dot, key output, blue dot, alpha channel represents the key signal, basically the mat or section information used for compositing or effects. This includes mask qualifiers, PowerPoint. It can be connected to other nodes to share a mask or selection without altering the alpha channel directly. Interesting. Red's for the RGB output, the blue's the alpha channel, and the green is the key output. So while the blue dot alpha affects how much of the image is shown, the green dot key is more like the reusable mask input output for logic, not visibility. Okay. Okay, I'm slowly starting to understand. I still don't know what half the crap in here. I don't even know what these are. But I'm sure we'll figure it out, because we'll eventually do something in the Star Wars project for us to need to figure out how to use this. All right. I think what I'm gonna do. Okay, good. That's great. Now I'm going to unlink this other clip over here. Okay, let's click out. Okay, there we go. Let's get rid of it. All right, now, since this already has the effect on it, I'm just going to copy this. Whoops. Oh. Okay, what was that? Insert clip. Got it. Okay. I did not mean to click on that. Where were we? Copy. Copying this one. I meant to click here to click at the end of the. All right, there we go. Paste. All right. Oh, that's interesting. It's all black. Why? Why is that red? Okay, well, apparently you can't just, put on a mask and then edit it and then copy it over. It does not like that. There's some differences here. So this is blue, and then if we go over to the other, hold on. Okay, this one's blue. This is already got it on there. Okay, edit. Okay, no, if I click over here, if this is black, I'm gonna go to and this is red. Oh, I guess I had to do this again. I don't know why. It probably has to build the mask individually for each clip because it's like an AI feature or something. All right, let's actually find out. So, okay. I just got done adding magic mask to a clip, and I wanted to extend it by, copying it and running it again. I copied and pasted a clip, but it's all black when I go to the color tab. There is a red bar. Where is that? In overall track. I had to click the, what was that button? I saw you typing over there. Oh, hey Nate. I had to click the arrows pointing each direction for it to process the mask all over again. Why is this? Why can't copy and paste already contain this information and save me the step? Yes, the unknown parts of learning new software. That's right. Yeah, I don't look at this. I don't know what that is. We'll figure out what all this stuff is one of these days. There's even some like, what is this? What is our stocks going up in the clip? I don't. I know that's blue and that's green and there's your red, but I don't know how to read this graph. I'm sure one of these days I will. Okay, so great observation. This is a common point of confusion when working with Magic Mask and DaVinci Resolve, especially after copying and pasting clips. What happened? When you copy and paste a clip that uses Magic Mask, the mask data, tracking, and stroke info doesn't always carry over fully. Specifically, the rendered tracking data isn't reused. So even though the node setup and mask strokes are copied, the actual frame-by-frame mask render needs to be reprocessed. Interesting. That red bar in the color tab's timeline indicates the Magic Mask tracking hasn't been processed yet on that clip. Clicking the little bidirectional arrows, track back and forward, tells Resolve to reanalyze the footage and regenerate the mask across the new clip's timeline. Now, granted, that's all I had to do, but I'm trying to understand why. So it looks like copy and paste just doesn't copy over like you basically render the tracking data, right? So it doesn't copy that over. Wide performance and safety. Resolve treats Magic Masks like a per clip, per frame analysis. Automatically copying render data could lead to glitches if frame ranges or timings differ. Fair. Cause incorrect masks on slightly different content. Use a lot of cache storage unnecessarily. Fair. Mask data dynamic, not static. Unlike a static alpha, the Magic Mask relies on video's motion and characteristics. Copying the clip gives you the logic, not the rendered result. Understood. The clip is black because Magic hasn't retracked the copy. Okay, we got it. All right. We're learning together. All right. Okay, so that's it. We got both. We're going back to the editor. Now, what we need to do is let's face this direction. Again, there we go. All right, now what I want to do is blend these two together so I know we have enough. We have enough runway of what I'm calling this the subject. This could be anybody. You know, I'm just using myself as an example, but you know, if this would be an actor, obviously. Blur, dissolve, smooth cut. What's smooth cut do? Oh no, that's got a fade out in it. Additive dissolve. Let's see. Nope. Blur dissolve. No, I'm not trying to shadow step my way out of the camera. Cross dissolve. Okay, let's try something different. Let's do this. Oh, then there's two of me. Okay. Oh, that's not bad. That could be better. That's not bad. All right, let's leave that. Okay. Oh, we didn't even need to do that. We got plenty of footage. All right, so now we've got to put myself in the right spot. And Fugnuck was you know, by request, he did it really. I just want to sing Fugnuck's praises. He's really great to work with. He pays attention to detail, which is what this project's all about. And he's really good about taking requests and asking some follow-up questions to make sure he gets you what you're looking for. Yes. Yeah. Cut away to looking out the window at the traffic, like just straight at the window, like no subject whatsoever. Like zoom in even more, see what the character's seeing, and then you could reuse it, something like that. If we didn't have the foot, but see now, you know, if we plan correctly. Then we don't have to do that. if we get the story all lined out, and then we figure out how we can do all this, and like, okay, now we got to get this. We have a big long checklist. You know, granted, other things are going to come up like that, but you know, I think Hollywood's forgotten. They've gotten so reliant on you know, being able to fix a lot, just being able to throw money at the problem. That actually doesn't look half bad. Yeah. No more ranting. Just working. Okay, so we need to move. Ooh. Oop. Oh, you know what? By changing the size, that's gonna change the render stuff, right? Because it is the render data when we clicked it assumes that the subject's gonna be where it is. What I just did was I tried to change it. I tried to make myself smaller to put myself over where the subject was standing, and then that broke all this. So let's zoom back out and get me where I need to be first. Oh shit. Let me turn off the mask entirely. Let's just get rid of it. Okay, how about now? Okay. All right. Now what we can do is we can just disable the whole track. Okay, cool. All right. So let's zoom out. What is going on? All right, we're gonna start over. Let me just no. I'm gonna start over. That's showing black, and that's there. So why is that all black? Well, I don't understand why I can't like just have a picture in picture here. I need to understand that. So what I'm expecting to happen is, since I've made this smaller, right? I should see this box. I should see this stuff under it, and I don't. And I want to know why that is. And it's not because of the mask, because I completely deleted that thing. I guess this doesn't really matter. Let me try one more thing before I just go looking stuff up. Let's go back to the media pool and let's pull the same clip that just hasn't ever been touched at all right there. Okay. Okay, now if I make this smaller, yes. Yeah, look at that. Okay, so there's, even though I've deleted stuff, all right, so I didn't really reset, so I thought I reset the clip, but I didn't really reset the clip. So let's learn why I haven't really reset the clip. So let's go back to color. So there's this. Reset all grades and nodes. Okay, reset all grades and nodes. That seems like the thing that should have been done. All right, now let's go back to edit. Okay, now let's see if okay, so let's learn what was going on there. So let's describe it. So I wanted to reset all of the masking on a clip, and I deleted the strokes out of the timeline in the color tab. I could see the image, the footage in the clip in the preview window. I zoomed the footage out so it was about 30% its original size, and placed it in a layer above another clip. I could only see black around the footage. I was expecting to see the image below it, the layer, footage in the layer below it. I had to go back to the color tab and reset all nodes, which got rid of the blue dot in the nodes tab. Then it behaved as expected. explain this to me. I'm trying to learn more about nodes and the program. Oh, it's definitely something to do with the alpha channel. The blue dot represents the alpha channel in the node system. We just learned that, I think it was right before you joined. You're doing, I love how it gives me words of encouragement. Thanks, machine. Machine. Nathan gets that one. You're doing awesome diving into this level of detail, and you're bumping into one of the most important concepts in DaVinci Resolve's node and alpha handling. Well, thank you, machine. Let's break down what happened and why. What happened when you use Magic Mask? Created a mask, which is the selection. Generated an alpha channel, which is the transparency. Added a blue dot, which is the alpha output in the node graph, and connected to it. This total resolve only showed the... excuse me. You ever drink green tea and just some of it just gets some of that matcha just gets back there? Oh. Okay. So this told resolve only show the mask part of this image. Everything else make it transparent. Okay, what happened when you deleted the structs? When you deleted the structs, you removed the selection, but the node structure was still telling resolve output transparency from this node. Since no new mask was defined, the entire clip defaulted to being transparent outside the 30% zoomed footage, and resolve filled the alpha with black. Standard behavior. That's what happened. Since no mask was defined, the entire clip defaulted to being transparent outside of the 30% zoom footage. The alpha defaults to black. Okay. It was still honoring that alpha output even though it is now meaningless or empty. That's why you don't see the layer below. Okay. Why resetting the node fixed it? By using reset all nodes, you removed the blue alpha output connection, cleaned the alpha channel entirely, restored the node to output the full RGB image without transparency. Okay. So now resolve had no reason to cut anything out. Node-based insight. Here's the takeaway. Blue output, alpha channel, controls visibility. If it's connected, resolve expects you to want transparency. If there's nothing defined, that alpha, like a deleted mask, it renders black for all visible areas. Invisible areas, excuse me. Resetting nodes removes the alpha connection so the clips behave normally. Okay. All right, very, very good. Okay. So let's put me over here for a second. Looks like we gotta get taller. Guy's shoulders are beefier than mine. All right, that's a little too much. There we go. Okay. Okay. I think we need to. I probably shouldn't have this here. Like I need it. Like I need this rendered with this thing and without it. That's what I need. Because I can use this as the reference, and then delete this, and then there's the one without anything. But I successfully have the reference. Okay, okay. So if I'm rambling and you're like, what the hell did you just say next? So what I'm learning this process, and this is the first time we're doing this, and I'm making mental notes, and we'll write these down too. But what I could do this because I have the file that Fug gave me. So we have this subject here, this yellow man as the reference. So I know how big, this is supposed to be a 6 foot tall character, and everything's to scale in the digital environment that Fug made. So, the subject in here lets us know that we're not making, an office with, 30-foot tall furniture or tables, right? Everything's to scale. So having this person in here is how we set up the shot. We needed to put somebody in there and then figure out how we're going to work the camera. So this is an over-the-shoulder shot looking out the window, obviously. And now I'm going to mask all this out and then cover up the man. Now that's going to be okay, but you'll still kind of see the yellow man there. I might be able to do some more editing tricks to get him out. But instead of needing to do that, we should have two versions of this render. So one should be just like you see with the subject right here, and then the other one with nothing but the office and the traffic. And then that way I can use the yellow man as the reference, but then get rid of that clip entirely, and I'll still be in the same spot, but I won't have to worry about doing anything to clean up or overlap the subject for the subject for scale, I guess. Who man for scale. All right. So let's move. That was the cat. All right. X. We're going this way. About right there. Okay. Looking good. Okay. Let's shorten this up to here. Let's try it again. So color. So we're going to right click, add alpha output, and we're going to connect that. And I know what all this is, but I'm still wrapping my head around it. Okay. At least it works like a flowchart, and it works from left to right. So it's not all the effects at the same time. They stack. It's a effect pipeline. We're already on Magic Mask. We need to let's draw the shape again. Okay, perfect. Okay, good. See, it didn't get, I'm making sure, so the red area shows us what we got, and it's not doing, it's that little part's cut out, and then this is fine. And this what I'm about to, so that's just this one frame down here. So we just did this stroke. That's what the blue line is to tell the AI what we want to cut out. And now, instead of needing to key over every frame and change the mask every couple of frames because it's moving, the AI does it for us. So this is 20 to 40 hours worth of work that I would have had to, just for this clip, that I would have had to done back in like 2011. So I never did anything like this. We used a green screen. A green screen has its own limitations. Okay, cool. I still need to get a green screen. All right, so let's look. So the red looks like, yep, that seems good. Okay. So, that's everything. That's everything we need. So let's see what it looks like in the editor. Okay. I'll see if I try to make it bigger, it all goes to heck. So it's like, that's the problem with the AI mask, is like, once you do it, you can't really make any changes. Not to that particular clip anyway. See, what I wanted to do was mask it out, and then, oh, well, shit, why don't we just do that? Well, I still need to learn how to chroma key. In fact, let's just leave it for now. Let's just leave it for now. Edit. We'll clean it up later. Let's keep going and see how far we get. Color. Do it again. I should have remembered to click on better. This uses more processing power, and I have the power to use, so yeah, do it again. Under better. Might even get the beard this time. Okay, perfect. Okay, so we're a little small. All right, we'll worry about that in a second. Let's look here. Let's chroma key this for starters. So let's learn how to chroma key. Okay. Give me steps for chroma keying out a dark green space in some footage I have. Now this was just a couple of clicks in Vegas. All right, here we go. So it says go to the color tab. Oops. Let's click on it. What? There we go. Okay. I have to click on the actual clip. It's just, I'm just learning the layout of this. So it doesn't automatically switch. If I have a clip highlighted here in the edit tab, it doesn't automatically highlight it on the color tab. For some reason, it's defaulting to this one. I don't know why. But here we are. So we're on the color tab. Add a new node, optional but recommended. Create a serial node. This keeps your chroma key work separate from the other corrections. Okay. Okay, this is what's called a serial node. Open the qualifier tool. In the middle toolbar, under the viewer, click the eyedropper icon. This opens the qualifier tool. Make sure it's set to 3D or HSL for more HSL is more common for chroma key. Okay, so all right, we're there. Sample the green and the viewer. Click on the green area of your footage using the eyedropper. Hold and drag to sample a range of colors if needed. Ooh, hold and drag to sample a range of colors if needed. We could probably do that when that bloom comes from seeing that ship engine. Click the opens qualifier tool in the viewer. Click on the green area of your footage using the eyedropper. That looks like an eyedropper. Okay. Enable the alpha output. Right click inside the node graph and choose add alpha output. Boom. Okay. it's doing the. I want it to go the other way. I want this part to be cut out. That's interesting. What are we doing wrong here? Your subject should appear white and the background black. If not, continue to refine the selection. We might have to watch a video for this one. So let's tell it what happened. So let's say I followed your instructions, but it seems to have keyed out the reverse of what I wanted. The green spot is still there, and all the other stuff I wanted to keep is gone. How do I change this? That's a common and easy fix. What happens is your key section is inverted, meaning DaVinci Resolve is currently treating the green screen background as the subject and your actual subject is the background. How to invert the key. While in the color tab, do the following. All right, here we go. Select the node where you applied the key. That's this one. In the qualifier panel, look for the option labeled invert. There we go. There we go. Okay. Okay, not bad. Yep, see, there's that bloom. Okay. All right. Okay, so this is our first attempt. Let's see if let's clean this up a little bit more, and then we're gonna make a list of things that we're gonna get from Fug, and we'll set up a meeting with Fug, and I'll have plenty of things for him to get into either set up for me so I can render it, or maybe he can render it on his computer if he's worked out the technical problems. I think he ended up reinstalling Blender, and like this is we're gonna have to add. All right, so it's gonna be fun because we're gonna get rid of this bloom effect, and then we're gonna work with Fug to figure out how to add it back. So yeah, how do we add it back after we do this? Now maybe, I don't know. We'll have to talk about it, because green screen's the easy way. You know what? Let's see if let's do this. So it was viewing on phone. Thanks for answering. Okay. Well, let's move. Let's see if we can mess with the settings at all. Real quick, because I'm learning. This is all. I'm happy with the way this turned out. This is not a bad first attempt, especially with the limited stuff that we've got. And we ran into some technical difficulties, and with Fug, so we'll have a meeting and work these out, and then this will be quite the improvement. But let's mess with let me pull up some instructions. So I've applied the chroma key. There is a spaceship that goes by, and the bloom effect on the engine really messes things up. Tell me about all of these different sliders in the qualifier. Explain to me how they work and what should be and what settings should be used to fine-tune this effect. Okay, chroma key intervention resolve qualifier tool gives you a ton of control. See, this is what happens when you don't tell it get a concise answer. It puts fucking icons and everything, and then you gotta tell it. You're gonna be like, give this to me as technical documentation. Be concise and professional. Don't use emojis. First, keying modes. Okay, so we've already chose the keying mode. Yeah, okay, situation is spaceship, stick with, okay. Qualifier shaders explained. You'll see 3 main sections. Okay, qualifier sliders, matte finesse section, and three main sections. Okay, well here's 3. Okay, three main sections of the qual. Okay, let's take a look. Okay, hue. The actual color, green in our case, that's this one. It's this one. There we go. I was like, where's the node? Okay, so, yep. So I like how I can navigate between the two. That's cool. Qualifier shaders explain. Okay, this is where you define your selection to what colors you keep. Hue, the actual color, wider. The more color range, narrow to avoid picking up bloom, glow, narrow. Okay, so we narrow it. Well, that's as something. That's as small as it can be. Ooh. Okay. Okay. That's not bad. That's an improvement. Okay, saturation, color intensity. Glows areas often have lower saturation, so raise the lower limit to exclude faint glows. Okay. Raise the lower limit. Whoop. Okay, that's there's not much. We're not getting any benefit of that. Bioluminescence brightness. The bloom is bright, so tighten the luminescence range to exclude it. Okay. Well, that's okay. Oh, that's pretty good. Yeah, that's even looking good over there on these two. You can still see a bit of the green, but that is a huge improvement. And then it's just that bloom. Okay, so let's start taking some notes. Okay. Okay. Going to mark this as done because we have enough, and I'm working on the proof of concept. Right now, I will create another card for second try. Well, it's actually refinement at that point. I mean, we've kind of proved we can do it. Refining and improvement. Improving the second attempt. Okay. Let's move this one over to done. Okay. Creation of scenes, prep for the live streaming. Oh, we're already doing that. Okay, that's all in plan. And then let's look at the. I think I should be doing. Yeah, I just started going into project management mode. Let's not. I got time set aside to make sure all this is cleaned up. So let me create a new card on deck, and this is going to be digital camera work improvements. Digital camera work, second try. We'll just call it second round because we tried and we succeeded. Second try makes it seem like we somehow failed. Okay, here let me move this over here so I can see y'all chatting. Oh yeah, I'm come watch me run into all the issues so you don't have to. There's the selling point right there. I put it up here, didn't I? Digital camera work. Oh. Digital. We'll call it camera work in digital environment. Okay, we have successfully. Now I get that like it is far from perfect, and we are nowhere near done, because when people look at this, I mean, you can tell that this is just, that's a digital chair, and there's, I get it, but this is just a proof of concept, and we've basically proven that, we can do all this. We can get this matched up. We can get a render without this guy here, and then I can throw one of these LUTs over it and kind of blend everything better together a little bit better. Blend things together a little bit better, and then we can make sure that we get footage that doesn't have this bloom effect on the engine, and then we'll put all the we'll re-render everything. I'll take more footage. We'll put it back together, and then we'll figure out how to put the bloom back there. So, and then there's also different ways of shooting this or rendering this stuff in layers. And this is just a proof of concept. So there's a bunch of different things that we're going to put in this next ticket to improve on what we've already got. We have successfully created the proof of concept for inserting a subject into a digital generated environment. Now we need to refine what we have based on the learnings. I'm doing that. We want to do this scene again, but from more than one angle, and we want to render several digital effect layers to have more control over blending things together. We have also learned that some effects like bloom can interfere with chroma keying. So we want to leave that effect out for now and add it back later once all the layers are edited together. Okay. So let's just put, I will post the proof of concept here. We can take and we can expand our skill sets from there even further. All right, so it's gonna be me as the editor and Fug's on here, and let's do a checklist. Let's say layers to render. How did I meet Fug? Oh, Fug. I remember Fug had been showing up to live streams forever. I remember Fug hanging out in live streams like 2013, 2014. And we just when I started getting back into things, we got in touch, and I was talking about doing all these projects, and he was like, "Oh, I know a few things in Blender," and he showed me some stuff that he's done, and I was like, "Oh, okay. You wanna give me a hand?" And he's like, "Yeah." Okay. And you know, Fug's great. In fact, if you go to I need to update that. This is all. If you go to nexiusproductions.com, got him over here on the collaborator page, and I don't know why I didn't put a link to his YouTube here when I updated the website, so I'll have to remember to do that. Yeah, we're just getting started. I'm interested to see how far along we can get. And people are welcome to join the project. We're in the process of putting together some proof of concepts, and I've got to make some. I've got a lot of the writing. I've got the main plot kind of already figured out, and I need to make the next thing we'll do after. Probably while making the Skyrim video is make a video kind of explaining what the Star Wars project is, and we're going to be using the Star Wars project to basically get our filmmaking skill sets up, and then once we I'm putting a lot of effort into this because I think it was Orson Scott Card in the opening to one of his books. He said you get into writing novels for two reasons. One, you have a really great story you just feel like you have to tell, or two, you've read a novel and you thought to yourself, I can do better. Well, I've got a great story to tell, and after watching what Disney has done with Star Wars, I feel like I can do better. There's video footage, there's YouTube videos out there of this. Let's just look it up real quick. Let me just show you, because I probably sound crazy. I am a little crazy, I will admit. Let's see here. Star Wars recreate Star Wars VFX for $100. There it is, right there. Okay,
love or hate.
Whoa. Okay. So this is the scene. This is the pointless scene from The Last Jedi. And the reason that I say pointless scene is because, so Kylo Ren is supposed to be, this badass, Sith Lord. He's supposed to, be able to take over planets and lead squads of stormtroopers into battle and stuff like that. Okay. So if you're in an aerial vehicle that has weapons that can assault the ground on it, why are you flying really close to somebody like this in the first place? What is the tactical reason for wanting to attack Rey? Like, why aren't you using your blasters? Did you run out of ammo? Is it because you read the script, and in the script it says, hey, this is where Rey Skywalker is supposed to do something really cool and badass? And don't get me wrong, this is cool and badass, flipping over a TIE fighter and hitting it with your lightsaber and cutting the wing off. That's fucking cool. But you did nothing. You did nothing to earn the setup for the scene. Absolutely nothing. Or you cut it all out. It's all laying on the cutting room floor. Because there's no logical reason for this scene to even exist. Okay, so that aside, the guy that recreated the scene is awesome. Check this young man out. So he's here, looking at the different scene. He's up in Norway. You got these beautiful mountain shots with the drone. Okay, and then he went into Blender and started added some stuff, and we got the lightsaber effect, which is like first thing Fug learned how to do. And here's the LUTs that I was talking about earlier. This is what blends all of the different. So he's got a camera drone and a phone camera. So you put an LUT over it to make it all look like it came from the same camera. It's got kind of the same filters on it. Here's Buddy's. He's pretty advanced, it looks like. And this is them making the crash. Because people just survive crashes like this. There was another crash. So basically, let's just watch what old boy did here. Let's just take a look. So here's the finished product. We got a nice rain effect, and he's going to put himself in it, because why wouldn't you? You go through all this trouble, you may as well be the one holding the lightsaber. I get it. Okay, and now here comes the CGI added fighter. Look, he's even got it following the terrain, like it's a badass pilot. Look, it's just it dips in a little bit. Just the attention to detail, and this is a lot better background than the desert. I've got to say, I definitely prefer this. Oh, look. Okay, now the one thing he screwed up on was all of this snow should be moving in slow motion too. So But there we go. So he did a good job on the flip. The thing broke up. There's the, yep. And then the explosion, because we got to have explosions. It's an action movie. Okay, and then here's the 2. And like I said, it looks better in Norway. So, you know, this guy spent a week in front of his computer after spending like 4 or 5 hours up in the mountains with a drone and a phone. You know, so he did this for like $100 in his time, and Disney did this for at least $1 million. At least. You know, so I don't seem so crazy. Do I still seem crazy? I hope not, because this is the best argument I have right now. All right, so we've got layers to render. Okay, so cityscape. Cityscape. With skybox. And we'll have to let's just call this next steps. Okay. Review the plan with FUG. Make sure it makes sense. Okay, let's move that up here, because this is just all theory right now. We're going to have a meeting with FUG and make sure he's either able to do this or you know how much time he's going to need, and maybe we need to split this up or do things differently based off of he's the expert when it comes to this digital stuff. I'm just like, here's what I need as an editor, you know, what I think I need as an editor to get this done. What can you do? You know, do we need to change something? So cityscape with the skybox, and then there's going to be traffic layer with no bloom. Okay, and then there is the office office interior. Oh wait, office interior layer with subject as reference, and that's the one with the man, the stick figure, not stick figure man, just the stock. Okay, with out subject. Okay. So there's the city with the sky, the traffic, the office with the subject, the office without, and then next is to record video footage layer of subject. Angle 1. Next is to record video footage layer of subject angle 2. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to have it from more than one angle. We want to do like, you know, looking out the window, and then we'll do like a close-up of the face from the side profile or something like that. And then when we do that, we want to make sure that the camera and the traffic, you know, the camera is going to go there, so we don't want like different traffic popping in, you know, because that would be a continuity error. So when we move the camera, we want to make sure that if there was a truck coming, you know, this way, and then we move the camera over here, we should see that truck go by, right? Okay, office interior layer without subject. Angle 1. Angle 2. With subject as reference point, angle 1. And another for angle 2. Whoops. Traffic layer, no blow. Okay, and then we want traffic layer bloom. Traffic layer bloom only. Let's just put add bloom back, because I don't know what Fug's going to come up with add bloom back. He might be like, oh, we just need to do this, this, and this, and then it's super easy, and I'm making it more complicated than it needs to be. So that's always a thing. All right. I think that's everything. Okay, camera work in digital environment, second round. We've successfully done the proof of concept. Here it is. It is far from perfect. I'm the first to admit, but look at it. Okay, we made this Fug made this office here digitally from scratch. He also made all the credit where credit's due. Fug's amazing. He did all that crap by himself. All I did was coach him and put it together. I recorded myself right here and put it over. So you'll notice one of the things that I requested, because we're going to do this all over again now that we've learned what we're getting into. Okay, and instead of just doing it from one over the camera, one camera angle over the shoulder, we'll do it from 2 camera angles and make it, the more camera angles we do, and if we line everything up, it'll make you think I'm actually there. That's the goal. We got to blend it all together, get it looking good. And once we can prove that we can do this and make it look like I'm standing in the office in Coruscant and Star Wars, buddy, we're off to the races. So I'm getting excited. This is good. So that's why we want the 2 angles, and then without the subject, because I still need that this man there. Let's see. Let's hide it. See, I still need this as a reference point right now. But what I want to be able to do is have that, okay, and then take it out of there. Just have everything rendered the exact same, just without the figure. So I just line the 2 up, and then when I'm done using this as a reference, I just get rid of it. And now I've still had my reference, and I don't have to worry about this thing. Okay. I think what I want to try to do is make this person, make my subject a little bit bigger, to try and cover all this up as best I can. I think if I'm a little bit bigger, it'll be fine. And then we'll render it, and then we'll share it on the YouTube page as a celebration. We got a mini project down. Okay, so I should make myself. Let's go here. Let's go to the color tab. All right, can I break this? Okay, good. All right, so we broke that. So now I've got, that's just the footage of me in the office. And now I got to go back to edit, and we're going to how's that? Needs to go over a little bit, huh? Whoop. Wrong one. How about that? I think that's it. I think if we go over just a little bit more. Oh, turn it back on. Okay, that's as good as we're gonna get that guy covered up. All right, let's do this. So now we're gonna do this one more time. Color. Oh, launch. Okay, there's that. Now we gotta come over to the magic mask and reprocess the mask, which it's doing right now. Okay, perfect. it is. All right, let's scrub. Okay. Is there... Okay, so these are the LUTs. Let's see if we can't improve things or blend them better by using an LUT. So let's talk to the AI about it. I've got a proof of concept that I like. We've combined multiple layers with multiple effects, and it looks fine for a first try. I know, let's put it this way, LUTs are new to me since I've started editing again. I want to try to apply an LUT to all of the so all of the layers I've used in this proof of concept look like they're blended together better. Is this a correct use of LUTs? And if so, give me some concise, professional instructions on applying and adjusting one to this composition. Okay, so it's a lookup table. LUTs are commonly used in post-production to give a unified color, tone, or style to footage, especially when working with multi-layer composites or shots from different sources that don't naturally match. They help blend everything together visually so your final image feels cohesive. You're on the right track. What does LUT do in this context? Applies a predefined color transformation to your image, helps unify contrast, tone, color grading across all layers. Think of it like applying a global look over your entire composition, similar to how filmmakers apply a film look or mood. How to apply LUT to your composite. Compile all layers into a single node stream. If your timeline has multiple clips and layers, you want to funnel them into a single node or compound clip for LUT application. Option A, compound clip. In the edit tab, select all the layers in your proof of concept. Right click, new compound clip. Name it something. Now treat it as one clip for grading. Okay. Adjustment clip. Go to the effects, library effects adjustment clip. Drag it over your entire composition timeline. Stretch it over. Let's try the option A. Seems like more my speed. All right, so in the edit tab, okay, select the layer, all the layers in your proof of concept. Okay. New compound clip right there. Okay. Oh, okay. Well, that makes it easy. Oh, now what's going on here? Okay, so let's find out why it did that. Okay, when I do the compound clip, the layer with the magic mask on it is suddenly gone. Oh, I stumped it. Ah, yes. This is a gotcha. We're working with magic mask. Okay, so render in place. Adjustment clip instead of compound. For global effects, leave your mask layers uncompounded. Add an adjustment clip over the top of everything. Apply your LUTs to the adjustment clip. Okay, let's just do that. For a beginner to apply LUT via adjustment clip. All right, open your project in the edit tab. Okay, we're there. Go to the effects library, top left panel. Click on effects under toolbox. Drag adjustment click onto the track above all your video clips. Okay, adjustment clip right there. Okay, we're gonna make it there. Okay. Stretch the clip. Okay, we did that. Switch to the color tab. Very well. Adjustment clip is selected. It is. Apply the LUT on the left side. Open the LUT panel. It's right there. Browse through the categories, film looks, camera, double click. All right, so that's kind of the best one. It makes it makes the colors pop a little bit better. That does look better. It also makes the subject we're trying to cover up pop out more too. This one looks a little more toned down. Okay, some very subtle. Some subtle, some not so much. Some a little oversaturated. That's way oversaturated. That's super saturated. Yeah, not like that. That was pretty dull. That's too saturated on the yellow. All right, let's get back up to where were we? Not that one. Nope. Okay, I think we'll just leave it. We'll apply it later. I did notice that it fades out. I never got rid of that. There we go. I mean, that's our proof of concept. We've got me standing in a digital office looking out at the traffic over Coruscant. I think We've proved it can be done. Now we just need to refine it. All right, let's actually render this. Delivery. I don't know what that's doing down there. Oh, I gotta go back to edit. Let's get rid of that. Let me move back over to chat in case y'all are saying something. There we go. Okay. Okay. I'm learning how to do this. Okay, so this is 20 seconds at 1080p at 24 frames a second because it's YouTube. So render all. And we're done. Took 2 seconds to render. Let's look at it in VLC. Proof of concept right there. Okay. That's not bad. We can do a lot better. We don't even really have any, we don't have like a bunch of shaders or anything. We'll worry about that later. We gotta blend things better to this way just a little bit. And there's a lot more layering and stuff we need to get down first. But then we'll start working on, you know, making sure there's the right textures, and the right shader pack and everything, so that actually looks like a real chair. Fug's got some limit. Fug doesn't have a super badass computer like I do. Now, one thing that I did notice, and I'll point this out to Fug, is the traffic's like fading out over here. So we'll have to look into how to, you know, maybe we'll have to look into make sure that doesn't happen next time. But otherwise, and then the ship just kind of stops, but that's fine. I do like the big over the top, just like the iconic opening to A New Hope. Very cool. Okay. Yeah, and then I even like the that it does this, and that there is this bloom. And one of the challenges that we could figure out after we overcome some of these other things is you know, when the engine gets to about right here, we can put, you know, I can set a timer on like a blue light, and see if the blue light kind of lights me. The blue light will light me up, and make me look like I'm actually standing there, because here there's this new thing that just came into the camera view, and it's got a light source on it, and that light is going to bounce off of things. So there's another challenge. So I gotta do something in the real world to make it bounce off of me. And then, you know, what type of effects and how is that going to affect like the outline of the chair? We're going to see a little blue outline here. Who knows? But those are all the little things that we'll start working on now that we know how to do this. Okay. So what time? How long have we been doing this? 2 hours. Okay. Let's. I think what we'll do is we'll take a break. Now that we've got this, let's take a, let's take a 30-minute break. I'll go get some lunch or something. And then I think what we'll do is we'll go ahead and real quick write up and edit the proof of concept success video for the YouTube channel. Let's take a look at the YouTube channel real quick. There we go. Okay, so 4 days ago. So we don't have to do it this second, because we did get a video out 4 days ago. So we got we can do that. We can plan to do that on like a Tuesday or a Wednesday. Okay, so I'm going to take about 30 minutes to an hour break, and then we'll start live streaming again. And or let's see here. What makes sense? We've already got this. We're going to make the video for, or let's look at that real quick. So let's just spend some time doing project management really quick. Okay, so it's test stream on. We're doing that. This is already going. So I'm gonna mark that as done. Okay, tomorrow the whole day will be a project day, and it'll be over on Twitch. So if you're following me over there on Twitch, that is where I will be tomorrow, and it will be nothing but project stuff. There's not going to be any gaming, but I'm going to spend about 8 hours working on project stuff, and that'll be writing, video editing, or organizing things in here, basically. Because the projects that I'm working on are going to just take hours and hours and hours and hours, and they're not going to get done if I don't throw a lot of time at them. So, instead of just hunkering down in my office all by myself, I'll just live stream myself doing it. You folks can come and hopefully you learn from my mistakes, basically, because I am learning plenty of things with this new program, DaVinci Resolve. All right. Okay, video explaining the Skyrim project. That is what we will work on next. We do need to start posting on social media again to let people know that we're finally active again. We need to start making shorts for the almighty algorithm. This is a side project. I'll get to that. That's recording some heavy metal covers, because Fug plays guitar too, and I like to sing. And then there's all the Skyrim stuff, which is basically what's on deck next after we get. So let's put that on here, and then there's the Skyrim music video right there, which is already in progress. Currently, that's in progress because I'm already working on it. So let's do on deck and project update. Proof of concept success. Let me go get the link to that. Okay. Whoops. Okay. Make a project update video explaining the success of the proof of concept of digital analog blending. Talk about all the learnings and the next steps. That's fun. From the viewer. Of how It's just a matter of refinement and refinement, developing technique, and proper procedure approach. Oh, wow. Tech IQUE. I grew up a spell checker. Don't make fun of me. All right, let's put my name on that. Let's give this a due date. Let's do this Wednesday. No, Wednesday is the entertainment day. Let's do it Thursday, and maybe we'll have more developments. Yeah, that'll be 8 days. So if I edit it and release it on Thursday, that'll be a video on 8 days, and it's not like anybody's missing out because I'm live streaming every day this week. So whether that's on Twitch or YouTube. Day before. Start date 26th. Okay, let's put the start date on the 27. It's gonna let me do that. Yes. Okay, cool. Now it should have. Okay, good. It's got the dates on there. There's dates down there. Cool. Let's move this up to the. No, we'll get the social post done before I get to this on Thursday. That might not happen though. Okay, let's look at Skywalker Ranch again. And I think we're just going to dive into all of this. Let's put this on hold. Placed on hold. Currently using stock and open plugins / music. Later on, if you feel need to pay for premium assets, this is an option. Okay. Camera work. All right, let me just ping. All right, I'll remember to ping Thug. Let's do that. Calendar. We do it tomorrow. He's asleep right now anyway. Ping Thug and set up Star Wars and set up a sync meeting. And we're going to review items in review and discuss. Because he's the digital artist, I am not. That's for videos, so it gets the purple color. All right, so there's the reminder. We're moving this down. We already started this. Okay. So that's the camera work. There's a lot of writing, but we will get to that tomorrow. This is blocked on hold 2. Using open source and free So it's now if they're on need premiums is an option. Okay, we got the character stuff. This is basically the same ticket. I'm going to delete this one because we have a new one. Oh, those are some good ideas. Let's leave that because these are ideas for additional scenes. So let's just retitle this. Additional scenes with actions for digital proof of concept. Okay, so one of the cool things about the office that Fug created is the desk has this like hologram projector in it, and one of the things that we could do is have the hologram pop up and have me talking to it, and there's all different kinds of things we need to do to make that look right. So I'd probably need to like shine a light on me when the hologram's active, and make sure the rest of the lighting is right. Record sit at the desk, turn off the lights, turn it on a green light, then work with Fug to have me sit at the desk and do all those actions. Okay, we've already done that. Record sitting at the desk. All those actions that result in making a hollow net call to someone. Okay, so that's a whole tiny little scene in itself. Now that we've, there's a lot more that we need to do and clean up first. But the next step will be kind of moving around and doing things and in the office. And making it look like I'm actually there. There'll be props, physical props that I'll actually have, and then there'll be digital stuff that Fug will insert, and we'll have to work out what all that is. Okay. And then this is all just there's plenty of other things to do. Okay. Alright, so I think we're good there. Alright, cool. Yeah, let's take an hour. And everything's pretty much, I've got everything to a stopping point. We spent some project time. I'm gonna come back and we'll spend a couple hours just kicking it. We'll do some Cyberpunk 2077 for a few hours, and then we'll switch gears and I'll do some sort of editing. We gotta chop down the PC build video into some shorts, and then there's maybe do that first, and when I make some posts on social, I can attach those short videos to whet people's appetite to watch the longer video. We'll see. So that's it, Skywalker Ranch, and then this is all stuff in the works. Okay, cool. We got this. We only needed to spend 30 minutes there. I said I'm going to take an hour for lunch. Okay, and then let's move this over here. Let's move this over here, but we might get to it today. Start editing sure it's a PC build video. Maybe. Okay. And let's give it 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. And let's do Cyberpunk. What am I doing? Cyberpunk 2077. YouTube. Live stream. There we go. Okay, cool. All right, well, that's the schedule. And then this is a bunch of stuff that I need to do that I keep putting off. But I will get to it. Getting in the flow of things. All right, y'all.
I'll be back in roughly an hour, and then we're just going to do some Cyberpunk and kick it. And then tomorrow, I'll be over on Twitch, and it'll be a full day of editing and writing and all the behind the scenes stuff. We kind of, and then Wednesday is just going to be a kick it day. We'll play Cyberpunk 2077 or some other game for a good chunk of the day. All right, so it's good seeing you. I hope to see you again in an hour, and I'll talk to you then.